This morning, the Supreme Court recognized that the Constitution guarantees marriage equality. In doing so, they've reaffirmed that all Americans are entitled to the equal protection of the law.
It was an incredible time. And immediately, there was immediate backlash here in Kentucky, and Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis put it out there that she was not going to be following the law. The next day, I was the person who answered the phone, and I answer the phone, you can hear chanting and protesting that's happening, and the person on the other line, I say ACLU of Kentucky, person on the other line says, "Hi, my name is April Miller, and Kim Davis has just denied me a marriage license." And I said, "Oh, let me connect you with our attorney, Bill Sharp," and press the transfer button. Of course, I had no idea what was going to come in the weeks and months ahead, which was national, international media scrutiny. The Pope was involved. The governor was involved. Eye of the Tiger was happening. There were skits on SNL. I would be working in the office all day on this case and the media and prepping our clients, and then get in my car to drive home. And the story on NPR was all about what was happening in Rowan County, Kentucky, in Moorhead, Kentucky. So it was really an extraordinary time. Ultimately, we were successful in challenging her denial of marriage licenses, which not only included marriage licenses for same-sex couples, but also included any marriage license whatsoever. So in our litigation, we represented two same-sex couples, and then also two straight couples who were not able to get a marriage license when she just shut down that line of work at the Rowan County Clerk's office.
Because discrimination abounds at that point.
It did, right? So I think that for whatever reason, in her estimation, it was like, well, if I don't issue marriage licenses to anyone, then I'm not discriminating against anyone. And it was like, no, actually, you're discriminating against everyone. Obviously, this moment feels very different. What was a moment of a lot of hope and joy and celebration, even amidst the backlash that was happening with Kim Davis and the marriage license case, there was a lot of hopeful movement. It was really, I think at the time, it felt like this is sort of this like last gasp of this kind of sort of hate and discrimination for LGBTQ families specifically. And obviously with what we've seen happen with the Supreme Court's ruling in Scrimeti, what we see and what has been happening in Kentucky at the state level around transgender rights. Even if they don't get over the finish line, we usually have more than a dozen anti-LGBTQ bills that are being filed in the Kentucky General Assembly. So I think that this is a moment to refocus. I do think, and what I love about history and about us taking time to sort of pause and think back about the victories that we've had is the realization that it was a very long fight to get us to marriage equality. It's been 10 years since that happened, and a lot has happened, but I always remain hopeful in looking back in what we've been able to accomplish in the past. I always think that there's the opportunity for us to learn from our wins. I think in moments like this where people are feeling a lot of despair and frustration and confusion, it's always an opportunity for us to come together in community to take care of each other when the government or folks from the outside are attacking us. And so, I think as we sort of pick up the pieces and determine what next steps are, particularly for the rights of transgender youth and their families, I think we can look back to that hope, to that win, to the celebration, and know the work that it took to get there, and know that we can do that again.